All right, guys, it's Josh with your nightly watch list coming into April 4th, and this one is going to be special. I'm going to go over something with the options, coming here into Thursday and Friday, everything we got going on. And honestly, there was a lot of different moves today. There's a lot of even new plays that I'm putting on that we haven't even talked about in any of the watch lists. So these are going to be great. And as always, I need you guys to post your watch list below. That's the point of this. We had an awesome day on the chat. We are trading live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It is in the description and comments, so we'll see you there too. We're going to go through these watch lists and the comments below, but put your watch list. We want to source information and get everything in here. So there was a lot that happened. There's a lot I want to talk about, but then I'm also going to show you guys something unique with the option chains and how to even go about even playing some of these on the options in the morning and what to watch for and what I'm going to be looking at. So where do I start? Oh, yeah, you guys have to like the video. Drop a thumbs up on the video and subscribe if you're new. You have to do that. Support the channel. Yeah, cool. Ugh. But I start with Roku. This one was a good one. I played calls on it this morning, and this one had an interesting premium. Again, we talked about it in the last watch list as far as the option chain went, in the fact that both puts and calls were kind of cheap in that sense. But Roku now, again, the calls were up this morning. They came down. They're holding, but also the puts. But now they had bad news. It's pretty much going to be the Amazon effect. So there was news that Amazon was like ponying up advertisers to go against, pretty much they're trying to get Amazon on TVs and get it installed on TVs and go against Roku. So we've seen what happens with like grocery stores and stuff like that. So Roku could be liable for a bounce. However, I think I'm liking it more on the put side. So there's Roku, and even then, I don't know why I always bring it up, but Roku and even Square, and I guess that could even lead into the next thing I want to talk about. But watch Square, the calls and those options held up, and I'm not gonna, I haven't got to the option lesson yet, but also at the same time, watch the bond rates. Markets are still kind of sensitive to that. There was also Trump, some more positive trade news that they're going to get to closing this trade deal. So Dow futures are actually up 50 points. So that's going to be interesting. We might actually get a gap up tomorrow if that news gets digested well. And I know I don't think it's in the corner, you guys. There's Boeing, but watch that, and I guess I'll go to that one next. Boeing. So I haven't looked into too deep why it's up yet. I'm sure we're going to get more details in the morning. There was stuff saying a FAA review and stuff even with NASA, but I'm not too sure on that. Either way, we got those options, and watch that. Now, I guess Boeing is going to remind me of Citrix today. So Citrix, also watch that. They said they're exploring a sale. They hired Goldman Sachs to explore a sale. So that's going to be one to watch. I really like that. And even then, Facebook dropped off of data release news today. So again, Facebook and Citrix have been linked, again, even as buyout candidates, but watch watch Citrix. But now let's talk about the option lesson I wanted to show you guys. So here's Citrix, and now here's the point of what I'm going to say with some of these options. There's a few example. You could see it in the slow rate. I'll show you guys Home Depot. They went up, another 500% on the weekly calls today. Some even went 1,000%, but these were great calls. And again, we put these on the watch list the last few weeks. Shout out Nathan Winter, man. He was all over. He's been all over that from the chat. So we were going over that live too. But make sure you take a look at these, even for tomorrow morning. However, this is the example I want to show. And what I want to show you guys is that now with the options, with the volatility pricing up out of nowhere, the contracts are going up. Tomorrow's going to be Thursday. 1 day left to expiration. These are for the weekly contracts, and understand these are the most lowest probability options. I'm putting them on watch. These are, I guess you could call it the 10 bagger 1000%er watcher, but whatever. That sounds so corny, but I'm gonna keep my eyes out on I'm gonna be looking at these. But the thing you want to be looking for is off the morning, and that usually that 10-15 minutes you'll notice these contracts. You want to look for the contracts that recently just went in the money. So I said Citrix is an example to this. Is any contracts, even Facebook puts today, if they rapidly increase in value, find those contracts tonight. You guys could go through, and even we'll scan them tomorrow morning pre-market, but you want to watch those contracts and wait in the morning, because they'll usually deflate and then they'll come back up. So in this case, even the Home Depots this morning, they gapped up to, even these went up to 10 cents. They dropped to 4 or 3 cents, and then they came back up to 10 cents before, eventually going up. They ended up at 50 cents. That's 500%. Which one was it that I saw? I think there's another. I think the 197s did 1,000%. but they did something similar. They started out even low, gapped up in the morning, 25 cents to 50 cents, came back down, and then they started coming up. And that's on a slower scale. So even on a faster scale like Citrix, or again, when you see those moves with Facebook. But what I'm saying is if you identify these, usually in the morning, that's how you could really play that first 15 to really 5 to 30 minutes. And we did that on AMD this morning. I made a play on that. But again, Citrix made a crazy move. And I think these 118s, I grabbed a call on the 110s, I believe. I think those are the ones I have on Citrix. But you could see, the candles are really huge. It's hard to see, but these were at 10 cents. And then one candle shot them up to like 50 to 60 cents in one candle, and they were going all over the place. But you want to find these contracts that have already shot up and gone up. So even then on the Facebook puts, and again, Facebook could continue to go down, and watch Amazon. However, they have been pretty strong, again, coming into their earnings. But the news was another data breach of Facebook getting their more usernames were leaked. There apparently was on the cloud servers for Amazon, and then Amazon had those antitrust issues. I guess I'm stretching saying antitrust, but something about them being worried about the competition and pulling ads. So here, I'm trying to pull the ads here, but these Facebooks, what I'm saying is a lot of these Facebooks that really have shot up already and gone up a few 100% from the bottom when they ran up. Those are April 5th, but the weeklies especially, again, this is playing, it's playing the fact of time decay in the morning, the implied volatility, and whatever move gets made. You could do the same thing with puts. So again, if you see any option go a crazy big move, watch it right away, or even give it some time, even give it a little window of 10-15 minutes. It's going to come down a lot, and you could even throw in a small bid and snipe it. So let me try to see. So even then, again, something like these that went from 10 cents to 40 cents in the morning, even if they gap up at 70, 80 cents, chances are they might come back down to 40, but it being a Thursday, they might come down even lower. So that's what I'm going to say. It's going to be risky. I advise, as always, you paper trade these. Again, these are strategies. I want you guys to explore how options work and understand the intricacies. So you don't have to go with real money on these, but watch them and keep them on watch too. You could call them out too. I'm going to be looking at them. You got to really pick and choose, but Boeing's going to be one of those. Boeing, I think, will be a gift tomorrow on that. If the news stays positive, it touched $3.99 after hours. So if that keeps going up, that could be a big play. And again, in the morning, how those contracts move, that first 3 to 5 minutes on Boeing, I think, is going to be exciting. So we're going to see how that plays out. So keep your eyes out on that. Citrix, Facebook, again, we explained that news even with Amazon. And yeah, watch Amazon too. Amazon looked a little weak. It traded a little differently. Apple too. I think Apple was the cheapest as far as the puts go if we do get a down day. But we're going to see. We're going to see how this China news carries over along with rates and whatever else stuff happens with Brexit. Again, that was just a ring around the rosy type thing. Again, they haven't kicked the can, but they're not getting much done with the vote. So I'm keeping my eyes out on that and the negative effects that's going to have. But like I said, we really only have to wait until that last day. If it does get approval, Theresa May did. I think there was rumors that she might get some sort of approval towards May. But so if that's the case, all Brexit deals are off. But in general, keep your eyes out for that. We have the earnings coming up, and prepare for that. And that's what I'm even saying on these option contracts. And again, like even Boeing, you guys saw what I did on the Boeing. If you guys were on stream, we made that play for next week, playing the option contracts, and when I rolled over to those calls. So we're going to see how those calls go up in value tomorrow. But by doing that, it kept us in the game. So keep your eyes out, honestly, for some of those opportunities tomorrow morning too in there. And again, even today was very, very active. I forgot to even pull up the SPY in general. We did make a big gap. We did come near high. So again, with the futures up, it's going to be very interesting to see how things play out. But we gapped up, went straight up. We went down. It was pretty interesting, but then came down pretty hard. And again, we started coming down. It was Citrix and Facebook and Amazon all came at the same time, but those are going to be ones to watch. Again, also Roku and that Amazon effect, Square in the financials. Oh, and I forgot to mention, definitely got to put these on here now that we bring up financials. Wells Fargo and Goldman Sachs, they had a divergence. They started really, really ramping up out of nowhere. And again, the UVXY was an interesting play. TLT hasn't gone up, so you guys watch how that plays out with rates. But also oil too. I think I'm going to put these on the watch. I can't forget about these. Schlumberger, ConocoPhillips, Chevron, every single oil company dropped today. Oil held up. Oil was bouncing around. So definitely watch that. And I even said with any of the trade deal stuff, now I'm going to say watch oil, watch the futures on that. We're keeping that up on stream. But also, yes, I would say if you're going to watch oil, Also, keep an eye out for China. I know it might sound weird, but watch out for that even in relation to the trade deal. Watch the CNY, the Chinese yuan. If that starts to weaken or strengthen, that's going to give, I think, more conviction to if they have a deal or not, and I think that could influence the markets. But watch out here. If futures stay up, we could point towards the upside in the morning. We'll see how things develop. Boeing is definitely going to bring the Dow up. I'd watch even how that plays with transports. Tomorrow could be an exciting day, and I think, we're going to see if there is even a big move in the morning. We saw it this morning too, even on these contracts on Thursday. I guess maybe I should finish it off here. Hopefully you didn't skip out after getting the first part. Just like we saw today, take the profits early on these. If they're expiring on the weeklies, you don't really have time to hold them. These are the penny stocks. Literally, this is the penny stocks of the blue chip world. So you don't have time to hold them like that. You just want to flip them. If you're making a good gain, you can, if you buy a few contracts, you could keep one there. But again, paper trade and play with it. But don't forget to take profits early. The theta is going to be very interesting. Again, even watching the VIX come up from today. So we're going to see how that all carries over. So love you guys. I'll see you in the morning. Get ready. Let's go. Subscribe and like the video.